consumed by dishonesty. Now, I know so many ebony people that were so beautiful. I mean, kiss them on the cheek and the lips and their hair. They're just so beautiful. But then some people just start identifying with black when they're not even black. It's a scale that all of us go through, from the lightest light pink to the darkest, which is the dark chocolate. And then people will try changing things around. And there's parts of the Bible where they say, see, the Bible means a black man. And then the same verse from another guy says, the Bible, see, it's a white man. The same verse, but perceived and used by two separate people. Even King Solomon was referred to in color. He says, but it could go with a negative meaning or a positive meaning, depending on the structure you abide by through perception. So you can see perception through good eyes or bad eyes. Even somebody helping somebody, you can see it as bad or you can see it as good. But the proof comes in the pudding when you start to see the overall procedure of it. And then you can see clearly. So when you see two people arguing, that's bad, that's good, that's bad, that's good, you walk right in there and says, okay, both of them, give me your procedures, how is bad and how is good. Then you can clearly see where the problem lies. But then some people try to claim supremacy, which whatever color they want. Oh, we're black supremacy or white supremacy. The skin color was always an issue, especially when using words like black to identify with, instead of using a tribal name. Or just a man of God. The song, like the Songs of Solomon, will say, "I am dark skinned," or some people say it says, "I am black but comely." Depending on the Bible you have, they change the word around dark skinned or black, which is different. But regardless, the understanding was there, so people can't say, well, it's not mentioned. In acknowledging this by King Solomon, in which he acknowledges physical appearance and highlights the beauty beyond skin color. But this mention of color is superficial and used in negative projection to believe other than from hate and ignorance. But as long as you go back to the separation of Adam and the tribe, hate deception has always been around for a long time, and they use anything and everything to separate and destroy out of greed and lust. And it all starts in the end from the same source and stream from where it began. But also remember that anything someone called back is considered evil, including blackouts, black cats, blackball, blacklist, blackmail, blackguard. Jeez, it goes on and on. And then some people want to say, hey, what's up, black? I say, nah, brother, don't call me black. I'm not going to call you black. You ain't going to call me black. Let's call each other brother. Let's call each other beautiful. Let's call each other Nubian. I says, but don't call me black, because you ain't casting that spell on me, and I'm not letting nobody else cast that or put that on me. Now some people be like, oh, well, how's my brown brothers doing? I was like, look, man, first of all, I don't identify as brown unless you want to identify as light pink, because it's usually the light pink brothers that try to say that, or gentlemen that try to say that. And then moreover, he got a tribe too. I says, you want to go off on my tribe? I go off on your tribe. I got stuff on everybody, man. I don't care if you were German, Irish. Well, usually Irish are pretty cool, but it depends. But or if you're English or whatever, or Polish or French, or you name me any race, there's something derogatory. So if you're gonna come out between with that and try to do that on me, I could do that on you, But because the structure, you don't got to play that. So if they say, well, how's my brown brothers doing, or how's my yellow brothers doing, or how's my red brothers doing, all that, again, they're just looking at hair type and facial features, because people tend to, that'd be an overall structure over a tribe that's self-included over a period of time, and then the overall structure appears, and again diet and whatever, and then creates that same tribe. And that's why the Watusi aren't the same as the Pygmies, and the Pygmies aren't the same as the whatever tribe in Africa there is. There's massive differences in face and the way they do things, and their diet, and their weight, and their height, all this stuff. And so not all Africans are the same. Not all Chinese are the same. There are differences depending on province or not, the whatever section they're in or province. And so in any case, people who are trying to throw this at you, even, how do you say, when you go to look for work, they say, what do you identify with? I say, I don't identify with none of them. But they'll say you have to answer it. I say either you put out an empty space to put down other or a new category. I don't relate to none of this stuff. I can't say I'm one or the other. I said, where do you have a human being? Skin type B. Human being, skin type B or C or A or whatever. Height, 6 foot, whatever. And there's my picture. That's all you need. You're going to put down black. Put down black. Why are you going to put down black? Who said I was black? I'm Nubian. I'm ebony. I'm an ebony man. Or whatever else, just don't call me black, because I'm not playing that evil spell stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't play that with me. And they'll try to do that as a joke, like they're your buddy. Hey, how's my brown brothers? How's my red brothers doing? How's my yellow brothers? I say, how's your yellow brothers doing? I said, well, how's my pink brother doing? Oh, I'm not pink, I'm white. I said, white is the color of milk, my friend. Show me how your color is white. I can see your teeth are white. I can see the sclera or the eye part in your eyes is white. I says, but you are not white, my friend. You might wish you was white. But technically, though, white and black is used a lot in the terminology in the Bible as being one filled with light, one filled with darkness. As a matter of fact, the Quran even goes a step further, where the black people are in hell. Or no disrespect to my Muslim brothers, because again, all these books are written in the black and white, so the knowledge person could gain knowledge, and the foolish person can gain foolish knowledge. And then when you get people from the Bible says, well, you got to believe it because I said so. You just got to believe it. I says, look, if you don't have no foundation on truth, believing in lies ain't gonna help me. So don't tell me you believe this and you believe that. Show me, show and prove. Show me how you got to the mastery level. Again, that's another subject. We'll get in deep into it in the into gnosis. There's a lot of secret knowledge many of you got to catch up on, because the Bible was even bigger before. The Bible tells you it was bigger. It even gives you a whole mess of whole books that were ripped out. And some of the Ethiopians have the books, and a lot of those books are in riddles, and some you haven't never seen before, because they came up into a different structure. And again, that's gnosis. So again, we'll go into it. So all is God, and you look around that all is God. Again, we're going to go into deeper into that fractal and know how it goes through, and knowing how to keep the house together, because the two houses divided, or a house divided rather, will not stand. Okay, well, all right, let me explain something about a point of perception. Talking about skin color or any tribe. If you perceive a dialogue, from this dialogue you lessen your understanding. Let me give you an example. If you say something, say, well, the white this, the white that. And that is the conversation. It is teaching you division and ignorance, because that is not what separates us, unless you want it to separate. And they're deliberately making a separation when there is none. Because again, to separate white from black, you're going to separate the black from the black, and you're going to separate the white from the white, because the black man is all colors. That's why you even see white people that they turn black. And it's like, surprise! And I'm sure before DNA, the white man was looking at his wife like, you cheating hoe, and she was like, looking at him and said, "Oh, you must have been lying." They're all pointing at one another, or that they think the baby was born wrong or something. It's really sad. So we better off just saying, "Well, this person is that person." And you see the beauty of it in other people. Some races have less prejudice, but the prejudice can be anywhere and everywhere because it's about politics. Now, me personally, I know a lot of ebony people. They look like they're just what they call regular, black people, but they're Spanish people, And I mean, real dark brothers looking like they coming from the deepest part of Africa, but they're not from Africa. They're from some of the Caribbean islands. So a while back, of course, the people that came in quest of to conquer the new land had a lot of messed up beliefs, and so they came here and they taught prejudice. Again, this is a lot of politics, so you can go anywhere and usually find somebody to be prejudiced against somebody for some reason or other. But it doesn't mean that they're different. And it makes me laugh because I know a lot of real dark chocolate ebony brothers that are from the islands, and basically they're what some people call Spanish people or Hispanic, from the land of Hispanica, wherever that is. But that just means technically it means that they're a microcosm of the America, which means a bunch of different colors. Sometimes it'd be just all dark chocolate. But in any case, my friend walks in. I mean, me too. I got a variety of different colors. I got every color in the book in my family. You go from light to dark, afro to straight hair to you name it. It's all around. And matter of fact, sometimes when you look at when we're kids, you look at everybody, and you'd be like, "Oh, so you guys are all adopted?" I mean, like, no, we're all from the same family, bro. But we all look different. So in any case, a good friend of mine, he's a beautiful chocolate brother, beautiful chocolate brother. And he's, as dark as you're going to get. Pretty much as dark as you're going to get. Skin type A, like I said, from the darkest to lightest. So anyway, he walks into a Spanish restaurant, and they'd be like, "Yo, charge this black guy double." And my man looks him right in the eye and starts speaking in Spanish. He's like, "Why you gonna charge me double?" Just embarrassed the shit out of them. It was like, oh shit. I don't know if they gave him the food for free. Personally, I would have gave it to him for free and offered an apology. Actually, I would have probably given him food for free. I gave him an extra 50. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. That's the stupid side of me. But the funny thing is that he was playing it cool. He's just he's like, "I'll take that," and then they just start talking to themselves. "Yeah, charge this guy double or whatever," and he was like talking in their own language. "So you mean to tell me you're gonna charge me double?" Talk about feeling stupid. That's what happens when you're racist, like a prejudice, like that. You're not even knowing who's who. You know what I'm saying? That could have been their child, not knowing. Even if they were light-skinned, they could have been born. They could have given birth to an ebony child. Of course, that might have shocked them, or they might have left. It happens to everybody. I mean, to this day, I know ebony people that the child had blue eyes, and they'd be like, "Damn, that bitch, she cheated on me until the DNA comes back." And they'd be like, "Surprise!" He was like, "Damn." Because the minute they go out of the comfort norm of dating their own regular tribe from a certain section, you never know what's going to pop up. But in any case, it happens because we are all one. And you get to see that once you understand and become one, as opposed to being in a tribe where everyone's racist and you're in the middle of racist land with your racist people, until they in turn find out as well. So even the driver's licenses need to be changed. One of them is going to be a better world. Well, that's something else. A better world is new IDs. But this ID has a picture of Earth on the right, your picture on the left, the continent on top, the state you live in, driver's license number, social security number, birth number, name number, state address, sex, height, eye color. The picture says everything. But if you want to put skin color, just again, skin color A, B, C, D, something like that. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, tan, light red, light red, this is the Caucasians, the white people. They're either light red or light pink. And that includes Chinese people are light red or light pink. It's like I said before, the Chinese used to get mad because they were like, "Hey, we're lighter than you are. How come we ain't classified as white?" But again, it's all politics. I wouldn't take it personally. It's just make believe of ignorance. So again, you need these new IDs, and it's cool because the IDs have a picture of every ID, and this is not only in America. I'm talking about IDs all over the world. So I could see a Frenchman's ID, I could see an Italian's ID. It's all the same. A picture of Earth on the right side, saying, "Damn it, there's one Earth, yo. We figured it out. There's one Earth." And then once you figure out there's one Earth, and then everything else falls under the Earth ID. So we're all Earth IDs, So Russia, France, Japan, anybody could just have the same little card. It's the Earth on the right, your picture on the left, the continent, the state, your driver's license number, your social security number, your birth name, your state address, your address, and any restrictions. They may have restrictions. Your sex, height, eye color. Usually the skin color is not there because your picture tells everything. But if you had to put a skin color, but you don't got to put a tribe. Just that's all you got to put down. You don't got to put down Christian, Muslim, or whatever, because once you're following one universal law, you don't got to worry about that. And then some people are upset, like some of the ebony people will be like, well, from America, because there's ebony people all over the world. But it's like the ebony, and they say, well, the ebony man in Mexico at least have a Mexican flag. What do we have? Well, first of all, you have the American flag. And there's nobody who's going to take that away from you, except these ignorant people trying to tell you to go back to your country when you're more indigenous than they are. You tell them to go back to their country. They built this country. I've never seen nobody more worthy of being an American and having an American flag than the ebony man. But if you want to make another flag that you can wave high too, you make an all-inclusive flag that represents maybe a flag of the world with a couple stripes on it, just saying that you are the New Nubian American tribe that is inclusive and doesn't exclude anybody, and the flag represents a pure non-bipartisanship or pure non-racist, to see the man as a right to be free in all nations for their God-given right to be free. And that is what the flag will represent. So you have your own flag. You have any languages all over the world. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything, be anything. All you got to do is develop the system, which is already here for you, which everybody, most likely, if they're smart, everybody use it because it's really beautiful. You got to see it to the end to really get the full effect of it. But in any case, you can have her make any language. You can have her make any flag. And always keep the American flag, or whatever state you're living in, keep that one the highest, because you never want to be against something but for something. And this way, everybody, you can even let light-skinned people into the mix, as long as they follow the code. But if they're not following the code, don't go into their business. Some people start throwing over stuff because they're prejudiced. Don't do that. If you see they're prejudiced and you